What's up and good afternoon, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hold on, I gotta get double taxed over here at this toll road. Hey, let's build this road with your tax dollars, and then we'll charge you to get on the road to pay for the road that your tax dollars already paid for. Yep, sounds like big government. So today we are headed back over to the Chevy dealership to hopefully get some more info on the medium duty trucks. A couple days ago we had gone over there and the medium duty truck specialist wasn't there, so hopefully today he's there and we can get some more insight. We can test drive one and just get some more knowledge on it. This whole week has been crazy in trying to schedule anything. We've just been super busy, so I wanted to do it the very next day, but here we are. I don't even know how many days later. And today, clearly we're in the OBS. And yes, I know there's a roll of rosin paper kind of flying around in the bed back there, but we're not taking the, it looks like I can afford this truck. So we'll see if we get the same kind of service as if we would have been rolling up in the Denali. I like to see what kind of service we get. I don't like being judged by what I'm driving or what I look like. I mean, clearly growing this in, you know, I'm looking a little trashy, but it is what it is.
I got a really loud horn I got to use earlier.
Oh, nice. What's up, buddy? Again, bro?
Yeah,
again,
you know.
with shaving the beard. I can't get used to
No, I actually
this.
like shaved it this time.
I can't get used to that lifestyle, dude. We gotta grow it back.
I'm back in a week.
Literally, I have to grow this crappy beard to make up for the fact that you don't have a sick beard anymore.
I'll have it back in a week, I promise.
Yeah, I don't believe you. Well, guys, it looks like from the last time we were here, they've gotten quite a few more trucks because none of this row was here last time. So it looks like they've also moved some stuff around the lot. The trucks we're looking at are right here, but they really got those blocked in. They don't want anybody getting to the new 4500s. We got one here. I believe the four-wheel drive one is back over there.
The most important thing that really makes me happy, it's a certified clean idle.
Well, we got to take care of California.
It's very important.
I don't see anything causes cancer. Oh, wait. Yep. Right. Yep. Oh. Okay, good. This one does cause cancer in California.
Perfect.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I'm not going to buy one that doesn't. So we've just spent about 20-30 minutes with the salesman. I wish we could film him, but I guess there's GM disclosures or whatever to where we can't film him. But I gotta say, if you've never been to the commercial side of a sales lot, and maybe we just got the most knowledgeable salesman in the world, but this guy had so much knowledge compared to if you go to like the retail side, or I guess the consumer side of the trucks. Anytime we go to a lot, we have to tell the salesman like things about the truck because we'll ask them a question, they have no clue. So we end up informing them, whereas on this side of things, this guy knew every little detail, every little number. So I thought these were detuned L5Ps. He says, no, in fact, the only difference is the turbo has a little bit smaller of an impeller. Everything else is exactly the same, but number-wise, to the wheel is kind of where you're getting your difference because they're accounting for the heavier transmission, the heavier wheels and tires, the bigger pumpkin on the back. They're accounting for all that stuff. So for that reason, you actually get lower numbers on these trucks, whereas he said if you hooked it up to an engine dyno, you'd essentially be really close to the standard L5P. So that's good to know because that also means that we can allegedly, some parts could fall off of this truck. We could swap the ECM and we should be good to go like the L5P pickup trucks. The other thing he talked about is options. So as you guys can see, we've got the all black plastic, which would be the work truck version, and then you got an LT version. That's as high as they go, is the LT, and that enables you to get some of the chrome trim. You can get chrome mirrors, you can get chrome door handles. We don't really care about all that because all that would end up getting color matched. Another thing that he mentioned was this plastic panel right here. This doesn't always come painted. This is an option. Otherwise, this whole piece comes in a standard crappy black plastic, which makes it really hard to paint. So obviously this we would end up getting painted. Now coming back here, he went over an absolute ton of options on the chassis. Oh geez, I almost just walked into this giant spider web right there. You see it? And I wish I remembered half of what he just told us, but I really don't. So standard, it comes with a 40-gallon fuel tank. You can end up, this truck has it, you can get an optional 25-gallon fuel tank up front as well. That way you can run 65, or if you really wanted to and you don't want the fuel tank back there, you can run just standard on a 25-gallon, it might be 26-gallon, don't quote me on that, fuel tank alone, which as we know, if we're going to be driving this truck for any lengthy period of time, 25 gallons is just not enough. That's great for like an around town truck, but we're doing any type of long distance driving to truck shows and stuff, we want as much fuel as we can get. So we would get at least 65 gallons, and then even then we might add like a transfer flow tank or some other type of tank to it to just make sure we don't have to stop for fuel.
Right in here, and there, and there.
Oh, yikes.
And then on that one over there.
No, it's not a clear brawl. That is weird bubbles. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera.
And then over on this one, it was real bad.
So the one thing that really worries me about Chevy's commercial side of trucks is the paint is never that great on these trucks. For whatever reason, Duramax barbecue's been over here scouting out.
And then look at all this. This line right here is horrible.
So our current dilemma right now is we want to test drive the crew cab because then it makes it a lot more comfortable with the salesman in there that we're not allowed to film and being able to still film the test drive for you guys. Worst case scenario, if we can't find the keys to this truck to be able to get this one out, because that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. He's looking for the keys to this old piece of junk they got over here. But worst case scenario, we're going to take a single cab and things are just going to get really interesting and we're going to get real acquainted with each other real quick, unfortunately, trying to cram into a single cab and still film the test drive. I guess apparently you're also not really supposed to let people test drive cab and chassis. They're supposed to get one with a body on it, but he doesn't have any crew cabs with a body on it, so I guess we get to be an exception to the rule today. Great news, guys. This truck is out of the way. That means we're all going, boys. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. You gonna break anything like Wes?
No.
Let's see what we got here. Is this the same size screen as in?
That's the 7-inch screen. That's the base screen. You're not.
Okay.
You can get an 8-inch screen and an LT.
All right, I want the 8-inch screen.
Okay, because the 8-inch is going to have nav.
Perfect. And then can we get like the seat memory and all that stuff in these or no?
No, unfortunately, no.
Gotcha. All right, boys. What's the length on this one overall? Do you know?
This one looks like a 108 CA.
108 CA.
So this will be a little longer. Can you see the wheels, tires?
I can see the wheels and tires.
Okay, so we're going to make a right out of here.
What's the four-wheel drive got? It gets worse?
47 or 48 degrees.
That's still pretty good.
Yes.
A lot better than my truck.
Yeah, the four-wheel drive has the same wheel cut as everyone else's two-wheel drive.
Gotcha.
That's a 6-speed Allison. If you want to work at a reasonable freeway speed,
right,
and you probably want to keep 410s or 430s. That will limit the maximum GCW or towing capacity. That's why I asked you about that. But I think you're probably going to want 410s or 430s depending on how much fluid you want to go.
I think 410's kind of ideal. What's better, left or right?
If you want to get on the freeway, you want to go east or west?
We can hop on right here and go that way. What are your options? What are all your options?
We've got 410, 430, 456, and 488. 456 and 488 limited to 66 to 69 miles an hour.
Yeah, we don't need that. We
If you
want
get the 430 or the 410, then you're up closer to 72 to 75 miles an hour.
Okay.
They actually limit the drive shaft rotation speed.
Uh-oh.
We're going to go straight through here.
How do we unlimit the drive shaft rotation
Well,
speed? That's
yeah.
allegedly in the computer?
Yeah, it's limited to 649 revolutions per minute for the drive shaft. That's a pretty safe RPM range to make sure that there's a lot of mass in that big drive shaft.
Gotcha.
So the gear ratios will make a left turn get off.
A little bouncy with no bed on them, huh?
Yeah, they get real bouncy.
What do you think, Chris?
Nice.
You bouncing around back there?
We should swing by to Preston's.
Let's see what they can do to it. Okay.
We tend to put 430s in there. That's what we have. We give it good towing capacity, good GCWR. Still gives you good freeway speed.
Gotcha.
You have the option of getting true bucket seats and a full console.
Okay.
That goes all the way up underneath the dash, and that's going to have all the bells and whistles and USBs and
gotcha.
and all that crazy
So
stuff.
essentially nothing changes on that from the 2019 2500s.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, dash, everything will be the same. Even the like trim, will that be?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly the same.
Can you get the cooled seats?
You can't get the ventilated seats, but you can get heated seats.
I feel like the exhaust brakes works a little better on this truck than
Well,
our
this
truck.
has got a smart exhaust brake. The old exhaust brakes was all or nothing. You either had full exhaust brake or no exhaust brake.
Well, yeah, and then what I noticed on my truck is you got to hit the tow haul mode to get the exhaust brake to be more active. So this one feels like without hitting the tow haul mode, the exhaust brake's already kind of doing its thing quicker
Right.
versus in our trucks. And then does this get upgraded at all? This is a work truck, right?
This is a work truck.
So on LT, does this get upgraded at all?
It's going to look. Actually, the driver information center in the center where it says the miles per hour.
Right.
I think you can get the 4.2 inch in the. I think that's standard in the LT.
So that'd be similar
That'd
to
be closer to a Silverado. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Silverado. Like
And then will we get this side controls back?
Yes, you get all those back.
All right. I mean, what I like about these trucks, and the same with the Kodiak, is it doesn't feel like you're driving a giant truck. And I mean, even more so now that they've scaled the cabs down to our size cab versus the giant van bodies that they were using on the Kodiaks. We can be like, Wes, does this drift?
There's no body on it. Of course, it's going to drift.
All right, perfect. Yeah, this exhaust brake is much more active than it is on my truck.
Mind going down a little narrower street?
Nope,
Okay.
no problem at all.
That'll work just fine.
I want to see what these things are like driving in every condition. So narrow streets,
There you go.
highway.
Plus, it's got the speed bumps in the road for the slow America, so we'll get a feel for that.
Oh,
With the
yeah.
LT,
I think you guys will get the feel for that in the back seat. Yeah, I think we definitely have to do an air ride cab or something like that, even with weight on the box. Let's see what she's like in some residential neighborhoods.
making the residential neighborhoods look good.
I bet they love you guys over here.
Oh, absolutely. How about they not? I mean,
Right? All right, let's see if we can throw Chris into the roof back there with the speed bumps. It's actually not that bad.
it's got a multi-stage leaf spring, so it automatically compensates for load weight.
And then what's the typical build time on these?
If you were to order one that we didn't have, you're looking probably 60 to 90 days. Although there's a pool, 5 pool places around where they keep hundreds of these things. They don't always have the one you're looking for, but if I can pull it from the pool, then there's 5 of those around the country, and I can get one of those within a week or 2.
Look at that F650. He wishes he was us. Right? Okay, so for the key, you got to push it in to turn it back out, which is kind of weird. Rear seat reminder, look in the rear seat. Oh, we left Chris back there. So we just got done talking inside, talking numbers. They're gonna put a quote together for us to kind of see what the all-in price would be on one of these trucks. It's looking like you're gonna be in the high 60s to low 70s. We actually ended up finally getting a flyer, so that'll be nice to get some of the specs and some of the options on these trucks. So it's kind of hard to go through everything real quick. So this video may be boring and redundant at this point, but we're kind of learning a lot of facts on these trucks, which is nice. And you know, John in there was really super informative. I guess he was the trainer for years that traveled the country training all the GM sales guys. So he's one of the ones that like really appreciates retaining that knowledge. So a couple other things available for these trucks that you can get is you can get a built-in air compressor that's actually belt driven off of the engine. And I think it's a, what do you say?
7.5.
7.5 gallon per minute or whatever.
Something like that.
And then you get a 2-gallon tank, which I guess is capable of running air brakes as well as running air ride seats, even though there's not really the cab height in these trucks for the air ride seats. So you're out on that. But one thing we would probably end up adding, based on just the kind of stiffness of the ride of these trucks, is we would probably end up adding an air ride cab. So we would, you know, little airbags go underneath each body mount, and it allows for, you know, you'll see a lot of the big rigs going down the road, and you see the cab kind of bouncing back and forth, and that's from the air ride cab. One good thing about this truck being that we're finally out from the California's regulations on 2500 and below not being able to order trucks with cab lights is you get nice, already kind of pre-smoked cab lights. They just have little ovals around them where you can see the amber LEDs coming through. So another thing that I like about the Chevy versus over like some of the other trucks like the F650 and all that, from what I'm hearing here, is this frame actually runs straight through instead of like some of the other trucks where the frame actually dips underneath the cab and actually lowers the cab. This is on one plane, that way your cab sits higher, and then all of the frames on the trucks from the 4500, 5500 and 6500 are all 6500 frames. So you're getting the same beefiness of the frame. None of that's changing. The only thing that ends up changing on these trucks is your spring pack, essentially. And I think there's one other thing in the front, but I could be wrong. So you're getting the beefiness of the bigger truck, so you can retain your, you know, your hauling. And then, you know, if one day you're accidentally overweight or something like that, it's not the end of the world. The truck is obviously built to handle that type of weight. And really, in all honesty, like, we're not really looking for payload capacity, because we're not loading up like a dump body on this or anything like that. It would essentially be a flatbed with probably a gooseneck hitch or something. So really, it's towing capacity is kind of what we're looking for over all other things. But the one thing I don't like about these trucks is you're kind of limited in speed. So I don't know if you heard when we were doing the test drive, it was kind of hard to hear because he was in the back seat, but you can limit the speed, I believe, 65, 70, 75, something like that. And they're essentially trying to limit the rotational speed of the drive shaft, because I guess the weight of the drive shaft, and I guess crazy things can happen if you go too fast. So I'm not sure if you could tune that out smartly or safely, but something like that would be ideal to be able to actually like run faster than 75, because that's not really fast at all. I don't know, what do you boys think?
I like it. I think it's time.
I think
make it happen.
Duramax Barbecue over here is sold on it. He's excited.
Yeah, I like it.
He wants us to get one. Chris, what do you think, buddy? What are your thoughts? You can tell me the truth.
Bust out the checkbook.
Your checkbook?
Down payment?
You got the down payment for me?
Yeah.
All right, if you got the down payment for me, we'll go buy one tomorrow.
Why tomorrow?
Because they're already closed. And they're waiting on us to get out of here so they can close the gate.
It's true.
So we should probably get out of here. Well, we've made it back to HQ, guys. We kind of caught the Chevy dealership at the end of the day, so they were all kind of closing and leaving, so we had to leave as well. I really, really wish I could have got that salesman on camera, because that guy was just an absolute wealth of knowledge. He even told me, because I was like, man, I hope I can like remember half the stuff you told me to tell these guys on camera. He's like, well, if you forget anything, just call me. I'll be kind of the guy in your ear telling you what to say. So that was absolutely awesome. He's gonna put a quote together for us. We'll see exactly what this truck's gonna cost, and then we got some deciding to do, because the one thing I don't like about the commercial side of GM is like the paint. The paint sucks. And apparently these are all painted by Navistar, because if you guys don't know, the new trucks are kind of a partnership with Navistar. So that's kind of how Chevy was able to bring the medium duty line back after they had to discontinue it due to the recession. So if you actually look at Navistar's website, they have the exact same truck, but with like a Navistar front end on it. So it's kind of a weird little intermingling of companies. But before we wrap up this video, I'm actually going to give the old BBB here a wash, because it has been way too long and it kind of rained. I mean, we still got all the fingerprints from when we did the downpipe on it. But I wanted to show you guys something in the back seat that just showed up today. I think we're one of the first to have it. I could be wrong on that, but I'm excited to open it and do a video on it. So we'll show you guys all that. Oh, we got a bunch of stuff in the back seat right now. So without giving too much away, it's signed by old Gale Banks himself there, even though it's really a printed box. But we've got something from Banks in that box. Some of you guys probably have an idea of what it is, but it's gonna be for the old BBB over there. And I would say coming up this week or so, we should be getting that installed. So I look forward to bringing you guys that content, and you know, we'll see where the truck hunt goes. But I'm really dead set on wanting to build a flatbed. So, you know, I'm trying to keep my options open. I'm trying to look around, and we'll see what we come up with. But with that, guys, we're gonna wrap up this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching the channel. If you have not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that we do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like and get a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn.